Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, world, and welcome to a fabulous episode of Ball Don't Lie.
What's up,
Folks,
everyone?
football is back. Thank the good Lord above. We will now starting this week, we will have football on Thursday, on Friday, and on Saturday and Sunday. Guys, the best time of the year. I've already told my wife, don't bother me. I'll be on the couch for the next till February.
Yep.
And just
sounds
wait.
about right.
Come October, we get the best football in the world. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't think you do. Oh, I forgot Monday Night Football too. Sorry. So we get football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Folks, Starkey, what is the best thing that starts in October?
Conference play?
No, yeah. Well, conference play starts in September. MAC Wednesday.
The return
If
of the
you don't
MAC.
love watching the chaos of MAC football, you're just an un-American. You don't deserve to listen to Ball Don't Lie. Except our people in Australia. We love the Aussies.
We love you guys.
We are still the number one sports podcast from the state of Mississippi in Australia.
Yes, we are.
And I'm proud of it, folks. I am super proud of this. We love our Aussies. You know, actually, we have a pretty good following in Indiana, too. I learned over the weekend while I was up there. I've also been told our podcast is a little too long, but you know what I say? To heck with it. I got a lot to say. I don't get to talk much at work. I'm quiet. I'm calm. I sit at my desk and do my job. My wife doesn't like hearing my football talk, but I do. And I know you do. And my Aussies do. So thank you all. And you know what? This is episode 32, folks. I'm so glad. So glad. The O.J. Simpson number. The O.J. Mayo. Oh my gosh. O.J. Mayo and O.J. Simpson? Wait, was O.J. Simpson 32? I think he went on.
Let me look.
Look it up. If he was, it's definitely an O.J. thing then. Except O.J. Mayo didn't chop off his wife's head and get away with it. I think he was 34. He was in the 30s. Come on, Starkey. What was he? He played for the Bills. Is that what he played for? Was the Bills? What number was he?
My phone's taking forever. I apologize, you guys.
Boy.
He was 32.
32, so it is an OJ thing, and I love it. Folks, let's just jump right into it, but we got to get an ad read out. Because if we don't do our ad read, Mitch gets mad at me. We got to support...
He's probably already mad at you for the discounts you've been giving.
Well, you know, it happens. I'm just trying to spark the business, sir. But folks, if you've heard us before, we're going to say it again. Use Mitchell James of Porch to Patio Home Inspections. I promise you, you can't go wrong. Realtors, hit him up. He's the American we all need to inspect our house. The only guy I trust. When I buy my next house, he'll be my guy. Starkey, if you ever move back up here, I hope he'll be your guy.
He will be.
Because then I can hit him with... Use code BDL32 for 30% off your next home inspection. Oh my gosh. Now we're really raking up the prices now. But Starkey, let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
College football week 1. I love it. It did not disappoint.
No, it did not. We were gearing up for a great weekend, and we got it 100%.
And guess what? I was at one of the first games.
You were.
Let me tell you what, folks. The Big Ten does some stuff right. Now,
not much.
Okay. Well, I went with my father-in-law and some of his old high school and college buddies. We went to his old stomping ground in West Lafayette, Indiana. By the way, folks, taking a 3-month-old on an 8-hour car drive, she actually was an angel.
Oh.
We got a little fussy the last day. Hey, shout out to you, Harper.
Proud of my niece.
But we're just going into it. I didn't know what to expect. It got there. I thought they had I was like, where do we tailgate? He goes, oh, you do it in the parking lot. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. A parking lot. I mean, I get it. I'm no Ole Miss fan, but the Grove is beautiful on Saturdays. When the tailgates are there, you can see the sunlight beaming off the chandeliers.
Yeah.
You can smell the fresh lobster flown in from Maine.
They
Even
right.
Starkville, our friends from down south, have the Junction. Beautiful. The maroon and white's very beautiful. I'm not going to deny. Well, in Memphis, we have Tiger Lane. We're still not really in the group. Let me tell you what. I had one of the best times at a game. One of the best times. I learned Ole Miss, all they do is hotty toddy. That's all they do. And Ole Miss. Purdue, all the Big Ten schools got a chant for everything. It's pretty cool. They got hand gesture, not the hand, like the middle finger hand gesture, where they do little things every time they get a first, and they go 1, 2, 3, 4, first down, Purdue. Woo! Pretty fun. Which I was a little skeptical at first, but I fell in love with it shortly. And then after every kickoff, we always yelled, "IU suck." That's like the Mississippi State Ole Miss hatred there. A lot of hand gestures, and they do a shout in the fourth quarter. Everybody goes crazy. And it was led by Mr. Jaden Ivey. And I'm going to get into that in a second. Why in God's name is a Big Ten school not named Ohio State throwing the ball 58 times?
I didn't even realize that they did that until we were talking before we recorded.
I didn't realize until the next morning.
And
my phone died right at the game. I didn't realize that. I was like, holy cow. I know they didn't run the ball, but geez. 58 times? What are we, Western Kentucky? Texas Tech? Mississippi State?
Something. It about have to be.
So people are raving about Sean Clifford. I was not impressed with him. I do think Purdue losing Milton Wright to start season is going to hurt them, but they got a great guy for the culture. He transferred. I think he's probably the happiest guy in the world right now, because we'll get into this later on. Mr. Charlie Jones, 12 receptions, Starkey, 153 yards.
Okay.
That guy himself outgained his former team by 50 yards.
Oof.
Yes, we'll get into Iowa in a second, but that guy, he's definitely going to be a wide receiver one this year. But it was just poor tackling, I think, got Purdue at the end. And a botched catch that was a catch, but when you look at it, you're like, eh.
Yeah.
But man, had one of the best times ever. Stadium-wise, not as good as the Vault, Humphreys, better than the Liberty Bowl, better than Vandy Salem. I don't think it's better than Southern Miss is a little.
Okay, better than the Rock.
Southern Miss, yes, underrated stadium right there, folks. But had atmosphere, by far one of the best atmospheres I've ever been to. I highly recommend you go to a Big Ten game. Everyone's super friendly. You do a lot of sayings and stuff. It's super fun. But I do agree with the play calling from Purdue. They were up, I think, by maybe 4 or 5 points with a minute left. It was 6 minutes left. They ran the ball, I think, 3 times. And they had the ball back in 3 different possessions in those 6 minutes. They blew the game. It's called run the ball. I feel like Leanne Tui out there. Just run the dang ball. Yeah. If I could have called Fromm, I would have. Being interesting to see how the season ends up for Purdue. It's going to be a struggle. I think you got a tough schedule because I know they got Indiana State this weekend. That's a dub. But they got to play Syracuse, and Syracuse beat the brakes off Louisville this weekend. Mm-hmm. So got me a little worried there about old Purdue. And you got Wisconsin. The Big Ten is going to be fun this year, I think. I think Ohio State's still got in the bag, but it's going to be fun when who finishes second. So let's get into our next big game of the weekend. the Tuesday night, not the Tuesday night, sorry, it's Tuesday night right now. The Sunday night game. LSU, Florida State. Yeah. You had the fake Cajun and Chip Kelly, or Brian Kelly, sorry.
Brian Kelly.
And the guy that has our Memphis heart, Mike Norvell.
Yep.
He will always have our heart. Like My Little Pony, you'll always be in my heart. He will always be in my heart. Florida State struggled hard. It wasn't an easy win. Every time they kept getting close, you're like, okay, Florida State's going to put the game away. Mm-hmm. LSU does a little bit here and there. And how about my guy, Mason Smith, star defensive lineman from LSU? He should have moved from who was the Arizona, one of the Grammaticas. I can't think of, he was the kicker for the Cardinals. I think it was, look up the Arizona Cardinals kicker tears ACL. If y'all didn't watch it, Mason Smith tore his ACL celebrating a tackle. Landed with his legs locked, and I remember reading a sports science episode. You land like that, you're going to tear your ACL. It's like a 90% chance you tear it. And
Bill Grammatica.
That's who I thought it was. Bill Grammatica kicked, I think, a 53-yarder in like 10 mile an hour winds. Mm-hmm. It's jumped up, celebrating. He landed flat, landed straight leg, tore everything in his knee. And then you got Keyshawn Boutte. I think I pronounced that right. Is it Boutte? I know it's got a little Cajun to it. Yeah. Well, he is pissed.
He's not happy.
He's gone.
Yeah. Unofficially.
And I think it's a little too early in the season to doing this. Granted, he is their star guy. Last year, he had 38 receptions, 509 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Now, this year, he's one game, and he's got 2 touchdowns, 20 yards, or 2 receptions. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think he went 2 for 9.
He didn't get the looks he wants, but I mean, come on, man, it's week 1. Jaden McDaniels, I was not impressed with old Jaden.
I wasn't either until that last drive. So I was talking to Diana about him, who's a big LSU fan, and Jaden stepped up when LSU needed him to, but before then, no.
He was 26 of 35, 209 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also added on 114 rushing yards. So the offense was Jaden, but dude, this is SEC. You got to be able to stand in the pocket and throw it. You're LSU. You got the weapons at receiver. There's no doubt in my mind. You have the weapons at receiver. Like, come on, bro. Like, stick it out. If I'm Keyshawn Boutte, I'm sticking it out there. Come on. I get it. Brian Kelly's a joke of a coach. He was never good. He literally inherited at Starkey. You could have won at Notre Dame if you wanted to. The program sells itself. Yep. You don't play in a conference. And you play majority of your games are cupcakes all year.
Yep.
That's why I can't wait to 2023 or 2025. I'm sorry, when Arkansas plays them. Mm-hmm. Oh, going back, I meant to say this earlier. Future scheduling. Hey, 2033. The ND gang is down, Starkey. The question is, are you down for Purdue, Ole Miss, and Oxford?
I'm here for it.
If we're all alive.
If we're still here, let's do it.
If we're still alive in 11 years, I'm sorry.
11 years.
Gosh, that's a long. You know how old I'll be? I'll be 39. You'll be 40 because you're old.
Yeah. I'll be
turning 30. I'll be turning 39 in the fall.
Yeah, I think I'll be turning 41.
That just scares me that we're that close to it.
Yeah.
It petrifies me to think I'm almost 40. But, LSU, they had 2 block kicks. They had 2 blocked kicks. They missed multiple field goals throughout the game. Special teams was not their strength. And and hear me out. You got lucky. Florida State had the chance to ice the game right then and there. Okay? Cool. You know what I'm going to do? I in my mind, I'm like, okay, they got to go 90 yards a minute. It's over. Next thing you know, Mr. McDaniels is like, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm sitting on the couch just watching and going, holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. And then touchdown.
Yeah.
With 9 seconds left. And I'm just thinking to myself, bruh. I'm thinking to myself, like, holy cow, like, they're going to do this. And they score the touchdown. I'm like, okay. Then I see they're all on the sidelines holding up the one. I'm like, why? Why in God's name are you kicking the ball? You've struggled all game kicking it. Granted, it's like a 13-yard kick.
I was going to ask what your reaction was to that, if you agreed with that.
I was yelling. So I yelled really loud. And then I heard my baby, like kick, like, ah! I heard like make a noise. I was like, oh my God, my wife's about to kill me tonight. Because I was just like, why? I was like, and like, how many times does that happen? A mixed extra point to win the game? Never.
Yeah.
Usually the kicker misses it. Very rare is it. But that was a great game. The next game I want to jump to, let's get a little homie love. Let's go to a top 20 matchup. 25, really. Arkansas, Cincinnati. It was a tough game to watch. Arkansas missed. It's not Arkansas. Cincinnati missed 2 field goals, and they missed a couple wide open passes. KJ Jefferson, I love KJ. You know, it really amazes me y'all let him leave Oxford. KJ, 18 of 26, 223, 62 rushing yards, and a touchdown. It just amazes me y'all let that guy leave Oxford.
I know.
Granted, y'all had Corral, but right now, y'all be loving some KJ right now.
Yeah. No kidding.
And, you know, I get it. He doesn't put up the best stats in the world, but it does amaze me that he's not getting much Heisman love. Maybe that's because I'm a little homer. But if you really look at it, he puts up stats running it and throwing it. And guess what? He doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, he's a great quarterback.
He had 4 interceptions last year. And granted, I still have an asterisk by one of them because it was a Hail Mary at the end of the first half against Ole Miss last year. I don't really count that. He just chunked it up and he got intercepted. So, KJ was a stud. Arkansas, however, barely covered the spread in that one. The spread was 6.5. They barely got it. The next game, I really don't have much to say about this one, but wow. Georgia, Oregon. What a shellacking.
Yeah, what really can you say about that? There were a lot of, I don't know if you saw them or not, all of the memes were going around whenever Georgia was up 28-3. Everyone was saying, there's no way a team from Georgia is going to let this happen again. And they didn't make the same mistake the Falcons did.
So
they took care of theirs.
People can talk crap about Stinson Bennett and all they want, but that man balled out. He said, hey guys, I lost all my skill players to the draft. We good. 25 of 31, 368 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he was running the ball.
Yeah.
Y'all can talk all you want about Bennett. He proved that, hey, he did a little stuff. Granted, he'll never be an NFL starting quarterback. But I think that game manager thing is going to get taken off him a little.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Kirby may open up the playbook for him a little. And then Bo Nix, you really feel bad for Bo a little. He finally escaped the SEC. And then next thing you know, right back to it, baby. First game, Georgia, and Bo played like trash. 21 of 37, 173 yards, and 2 interceptions. And he just you saw a lot of bad Bo from what we saw at Auburn. You felt bad for the guy. I felt terrible for him. I really did.
If there's anything that we can say, if there's anything we can say about Bo Nix, is that he is the poster boy for consistency.
Consistently
not always be good, but he is consistent.
He just could not get it going. And I really thought he was going to at some point.
Yeah. I mean, you would think with the offense that Oregon runs, you would think that he would have gotten it together at some point. But yeah, it just wasn't clicking Saturday.
But it's neither here nor there. Now let's get into your game.
Yeah, let's.
Jackson Dart. Not impressed with Mr. Dart.
Yeah.
18 of 27, 154 yards. He was struggling.
Yeah, he was.
And I get it. You lost some big guys last year. You lost 2 guys to the NFL. But man, and you lost some of your running game. But dude, Jackson, you were supposed to be the number 1 guy. That's why Altmaier is starting this weekend against UCA.
Yep.
Winner gets the. Man, honestly, if Altmaier plays great against UCA, the job should be his. But they, however, I think this is the one time, and forever, where Ole Miss was outscored offensively. Like they were outscored in the air, or out yardage in the air. Sorry. They lost. It was terrible. I think it was over by 130 yards. I think it was 258. No, sorry, how about 100? Yeah, about 120, 130. It was 128 or 158 to 128. Or 154, sorry. My math's wrong. I'm tired. Sorry, folks. Dude, it was just what is going on?
The thing that really kind of concerned me about Dart was he stares down receivers. The interception he threw in the end zone, he looked at his receiver the entire time and allowed the safety to come in because the safety was just looking at Jackson's face the whole time. Had he gone through any of his progressions, he had a running back in the open that he could have easily hit. But he was staring down a receiver and it cost him a completion and turned it into a pick. So
it will be amazing to see what happens next.
Yeah.
I don't know, but hey, your running game was phenomenal. Zach Evans, 130 yards. He averaged 6.5 yards a carry. And you got Quishon Judson. Did I pronounce it right?
Judson's.
84 total yards, 1 touchdown.
And he's the third string guy. Ulysses Bennett, the fourth, is the backup. He's incredible too. We might have a 3-headed monster at running back.
But let's get in about the real game of Saturday. UNC Appalachian State. Folks, I just want y'all to know the over-under on this game was 55 points. There was a total of 62 points scored in the fourth quarter. 40 of them were by Appalachian State. Yeah. Drake May, let me read you these stat lines. Drake May, 24 of 36 for 352. Chase Bryce, 25 of 38, 361, and 6 touchdowns.
Woo!
I thought it was over. And then I look up and I'm like, oh my gosh. I kept going back and forth. I was like, holy crap. And then we turned it off the arc and put it on that game. Dude, they looked so freaking good.
Yeah. I was talking to an old roommate of mine who's a big North Carolina fan. And I was like, dude, what is going on? And he said, North Carolina has absolutely no defense. It's about time for Mac Brown to go to the house And I still don't know how Phil Longo has a job.
You know, you know what? Also, it's funny he was celebrating. I mean, I get it. Like, you always want to celebrate a win, but like you see him after the game, he's like doing the AB dance and whatnot. Like, he just gave up 40 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I think the best thing ever though was it's already viral, but it was that onside kick that got returned to the house.
Yeah.
Where the whole North Carolina front line just laid out everybody and their mother. Literally, and then the guy just comes up and literally he could just walk to the end zone if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Love it. But the fact they moved the ball down the field so well at the very end of the game, and I don't agree with the play call. You see, it's becoming too obvious. Those little rollout RPOs to the flats. Chase Bryce tried to run it up the gut. He didn't. His first read, the tight end, the flat was not open, so he's like, "I'm just going to run it." Too slow, my guy.
Yeah,
that was the best. That was one. I would say honestly the best game of the day to me. Now the other next game in consideration is UTSA Houston.
Okay.
This had me on the edge of my seat. 35-37, 3 overtimes. Dude, I can't. I mean, I have to look up real fast the Houston quarterback, but we had a freaking John Elway moment.
Really?
It was at one point. This guy literally, he's been there forever here. Clayton Tune literally laid it out there at the end of the game, and John Elway it into the end zone. Was the best thing ever.
All right.
And I was sitting there like, yes. Sorry, folks. If you're watching the YouTube and looks like I'm distracted, my boss asked me today if I would do his fantasy draft for him in one league. And we're now back on the clock. But, dude, that UTS game had me scared the whole time.
I will say this, though. I didn't get to, speaking of overtime games, I didn't get to see it. But the Southern Miss Liberty game went to 4 overtimes.
Well, I wasn't going to get to that. But if you want to, we can go ahead. That wasn't going to be my next thing. But if you want to, you want to lead us off with it, or do you want me to?
You got it. Because like I said, I didn't get to watch the game.
I didn't either. But they do have a legend.
They do. Or at least a legend's son.
Frank Gore Jr.
Yep.
What y'all don't know is they have this new package called the Superback. Frank Gore lines up at running back. Frank Gore threw 4 passes. Granted, he was 1 for 4, but he was 1 for 4 for 48 yards, but 32 rushing yards for 178 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dude, that guy, granted, here's the thing, though. If I was him, I would have already left Southern Miss. They haven't been good since Fedora. Yeah. But I think the reason why he was not a major recruit is because he's only 5'8".
Yeah.
But, dude, that guy is a baller. And, you know, I really feel bad for one guy. He doesn't play for Southern. He plays for Liberty. Charlie Brewer.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback for Baylor. Played a little last year at Utah. Has over 10,000 career passing yards. Yep. Broke his hand in the first half. 3 of it. It's terrible. I feel terrible for the guy. 3, literally. But, you know, he'll probably get him. I think he's only going to miss 4 or 5 games. He should be back for the Arkansas game when we play them in 5 weeks. But let's jump to the next game. We're going to do this. You know what? We're going to save it. We're going to save it. I want to rub this in your face a little, too.
Okay.
Former Ole Miss quarterback / wide receiver had himself a day this weekend. How does it make you feel knowing JRP had over almost 400 all-purpose yards and 5 touchdowns? How does that make you feel knowing that?
I'm happy for him. I love JRP. I mean, I wish he was still in Oxford. I do think Kiffin did him wrong, but I will always be a Plumlee guy. So I'm really happy for JRP. I'm planning on, I believe it's November the 5th, I believe. UCF is playing in Memphis on Ole Miss's bye week. I might sneak up there to see him one more time.
He's going to be in the majors too, right?
What?
He's going to be in the majors too, right?
Yeah, he's actually projected to get drafted to play baseball.
He's terrible from what I heard. He's terrible.
Had he not transferred, he was projected to be a 4th rounder last year. From one mock.
You're killing me there, Starkey.
Just saying.
You're killing me. But let's get into just the massacre real fast. First off, we had a 2.5-hour rain delay.
Yep.
Just to watch Memphis get demolished. And like me and my dad talked about this. Like, it's just pathetic to see how bad we really are. Like, it's terrible to see. Like, the score at halftime was 28-3.
Yeah.
28-3. 28-3. That's embarrassing to me. I think you said we had 20 yards at halftime.
Yeah.
Or about 25 yards. Seth Hennigan, it's not his fault. It's terrible coaching. He was 29 of 30. He was 21 of 30 for 165 yards. It's not his fault.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I haven't had one of these. I haven't had one of these in a while, but I have a bold take. I have a hot take. If Silverfield does not get fired, either during the season or in the offseason, I can see Seth Hennigan leaving.
I think he's gone. I think. You have to find Silverfield is not. He's a great guy. He has tons of experience in the NFL. He's not the guy. He's not the answer to what we need.
No.
He's not. He doesn't know how to call plays. Memphis is a running back school. We have no running backs anymore.
No. No, I heard on the radio today, Memphis doesn't even have like a go-to guy that could step up to make a play whenever you needed to.
And it's pathetic. Like, it's depressing to watch. It is 100% depressing to watch this Memphis Tiger team, who 3-4 years ago we were competing for a Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, y'all made it to the Cotton Bowl.
Well, you did too. You claim the Tigers. I don't want to hear that nonsense.
Do what?
I said you claim the Tigers too. I don't want to hear that nonsense. You love the Tigers. Huh?
Only during basketball season.
Ouch. But Will Rogers, literally 38 to 49, 450, 5 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. Memphis was outgained by 253 yards.
Yeah.
We're pathetic. Then you got to turn around and play Navy, and Navy's always a tough team for Memphis somehow.
Yeah. Which should not be the case.
It's pathetic. It's the pathetic of what a great program has fallen down to.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make my blood pressure go up, and I probably have to go to the hospital. So we're not going to. We're going to move on to the next one. I think it's time to fire. You know what? Don't forget, they also have that Tevin Carter guy who was a top recruit.
Yep.
Out of Memphis. That's probably going to transfer out. Let's get into probably the most boring game of them all. Iowa, South Dakota State. This was the noon kickoff game.
Yeah.
The score is 7-3. The defense scored more touchdowns than the offense. They scored 4 points.
Just since we started recording, I think Iowa got another safety.
I actually read a business they were doing something and they took the O out of some local business took the O out of Iowa. I thought that was funny. They were a little pissed off. They have every right to be. You got a D2 school shuts you down. Oh, not an FBS school.
Yeah.
Shut you down. That's pathetic. It is pathetic.
Now, granted, do they play the Jackrabbits at South Dakota?
Yes, South Dakota State. Okay. Not the Bison.
Okay. I always get the Dakota schools mixed up.
It's okay. I became good friends with the guy from. It was at some Ole Miss game, but they were Jackrabbits. He goes, yeah, I always call them the Bison. I said, why? He goes, it pisses them off and it's funny. So in this game alone, Starkey, there was a total of 16 first downs.
That's gross.
16 first downs. There was a total of 286 yards. No team got over the combined total rushing yards was 90 yards.
Wow.
It's pathetic.
Yeah, that's gross. That's just bad.
Pathetic. I mean, I just don't know what else. And why? I think Iowa's lost their chances of primetime games. I think they're going to be they're probably going to be on the ESPN3 from now on.
Yeah. Those boys are the Ocho.
Dude, it was terrible. It was terrible. But that's neither here nor there. Let's move on to Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Yep.
Ohio State. They screwed me. They screwed me. I don't know what was going on. Do you think Ohio State was just too overhyped for this? Or do you think Notre Dame or you think they overlooked Notre Dame?
I think they probably overlooked Notre Dame.
Because there's no way in God's green earth Notre Dame is this good.
No.
Stroud looked he didn't look good in the pocket. Henderson ran the ball actually pretty good, but then JSN, their star wide receiver, ended up getting hurt very early on in the game. So I don't know. It was bad to see. It screwed me. I don't think Notre Dame is this good as everyone is making them out to be. Granted, they only lost by 5 or by 11 points when they were 17-point underdogs at one point, but still, they actually didn't jump that far down in the polls. They jumped down to 8, so they only lost 3 spots. Which, I'm all for that. I think they 100% should. They should definitely stay where they're at right now. I promise you that Notre Dame, they'll be contenders at some point. I don't like it though, but
It is what it is.
It is what it is. We'll get into the BCS thing, and then, dude, did you watch Clemson? I didn't ask you. Did you watch Clemson last night?
I watched part of it.
Dude, DJ Uiagalelei, he's not the answer.
I can't remember the guy's name, but his backup, the true freshman,
Cade Kublik. Listen to this.
That man is going to be.
Listen to this. 53-0 as a starter in high school. 53-0 in high school. Listen, they put him in the last quarter. He was 4 or 5, 49 yards, 1 touchdown. He was moving the ball again with the number 2s.
Yeah.
With the number 2s was moving the ball right down the field.
I hate to say it, but I honestly think we have a Kelly Bryant, Trevor Lawrence situation on our hands now.
That it's just a matter of time. No one really expected much out of Bryant.
No, they didn't.
I didn't.
I didn't either. I'm still not sure why he left Missouri, if I'm being honest, when he did. I know that feels like forever ago, but I think it's just a matter of time before the Frost takes over.
I mean, he's not the answer. He doesn't know how to read a defense. He was 19 of 32 for 59 completion rate, 209 yards, QBR of 95. Oh, by the way, I didn't get a chance. The Iowa quarterback finished with a 42 QBR. Ooh. Yucky. I don't know why I said yucky like that. That's weird. Sorry. Dude, no. DJ is going to get benched, I'm telling you, in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
He's going to get benched very, very soon.
Yep, I agree.
He's not the answer to it. Clemson, I don't know. Their defense, I think, is going to be scary freaking good. Their defensive line is you can make the argument they have the best defense in college football. But with them, Bama, Georgia, those are the top 3 defenses in the country. Granted, I don't know how far their offense will go. They have a great running back. Will Shipley?
Yeah.
I think he could be the next CMC, except he won't get injured all the time. But
right. Hopefully
not. It has me worried a little about just quarterback play. Now, if you put Cade in there, I think DJ knows that his time is probably coming to an end.
Yeah.
I think he knows that it's going to happen very, very soon.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I don't know. It's just genius, but you got to pull the trigger. The guy, here's the bad thing. This guy made bank. I'm not going to DJ. Well, I remember last year he was the face of Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah.
And he made bank. So Clemson struggled first, but then their talent pulled away and they won by 31 points. Yeah. Not really shocked really on that, but hey, answer me this. Where are you on Florida right now? How high are you on Florida?
Give me a couple more weeks.
Wow.
They looked good. They looked good against Utah. I will definitely give them that. I think Anthony Richardson could be the truth.
Stop it.
He looked good against Utah on Saturday. I'll say this. The only gripe that at the moment that I have against Anthony Richardson, and this is complete bias, is that he should not be allowed to wear number 15 because it should be retired at the University of Florida.
Which is kind of shocking. I'm sorry, not, but he did make a couple plays here and there.
Yeah, he did.
That kind of was like, okay, he has potential, but so is every other Florida quarterback in years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was the guy last year he split time with? I can't think of his name. You looked it up last week.
Felipe Franks.
Huh?
Was it Felipe Franks?
How dare you speak of that Razorback's name like that? By the way, you know he made the NFL as a tight end quarterback, which is amazing because he was as slow as molasses in Arkansas. But I can't. What was his name? You know, look it up and tell me in a minute again. Gosh, I'm sorry, folks. But I'm not high on Florida. I don't think they're that good. Granted, Billy Napier is a genius of a coach.
Yeah,
He had all the cards stacked
well
against them. And the fact they came back and won just amazes me. And then Utah still had a chance to win it, which, you kind of look at it, you're like, okay, I can kind of see Utah winning just because of the fact that, are Utah losing? Because they're playing in the swamp on the road. It's hot, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, Randy was a night game, but it was probably still 90 degrees. And them Utah boys.
Yeah, easily.
And the Swamp's a dangerous place to play. I'm not high on AR-15. Give him one more week, but that's going to lead us to our next segment.
Emory Jones.
Emory Jones, yes. Where's he at now?
He
transferred out. He's at a small school, isn't he?
I believe so.
You're good? Look it up. You're good. Take your time, Starkey.
Oh, he's at Arizona State.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I said it last week. He's with Old Herm.
Yeah. Because he took Jaden Daniels' job when Jaden went to LSU.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We have a big weekend this week. We got NFL. We got your Rams and the Bills, which I think is arguably going to be probably the best game of the season.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot to stamp on week one. Huh?
Super Bowl preview question mark?
Huh?
Super Bowl preview question mark?
Maybe. Stop it. Probably. No, I'm going Raiders. The Raiders. That plus 4,000 get you in the Super Bowl, baby. I'll lock it in. Probably the best game. I think the Bills will pull it off. I think they're underdogs right now. I'm taking the Bills. Remember, folks, Vegas is never really wrong on their spreads on the NFL stuff. Very rarely do they get it wrong. Oh, also, answer me this before we get on to next week's games. What are your thoughts on college overtime? Is it not the best thing ever?
See, yes and no.
See, I like it how everybody gets a shot at the 20, 25-yard line. And then 2 overtimes, you go for 2. I kind of do like the going for 2 every single time.
I'm not a fan.
I kind of do in the start and the third. I love it. It's a little boring, but it makes it fun.
See, I guess last year, I believe it was I can't remember. It was one of the Alabama games, but I can't think of who they were playing. That was the first time I think it really.
Well, don't know. Remember that we had the Penn State Illinois game that went like to 15 overtimes.
Oh,
see, I get that part's a little boring. But man, I kind of like it. It's better than the NFL. Because 90% of the time, whoever wins the coin toss wins the NFL.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. Currently, going back to just real quick, looking at the line, the Bills are a 2.5-point favorite right now against LA.
Really? And it's at LA, right? Yeah. Oh, God.
According to ESPN. But the game.
I'd stay away from that one.
Yeah, I would too. This will make you happy. The game that made me really fall in love with college overtimes, I believe it was 2005. I could be wrong. I think it was 2005.
Was it the 5
Arkansas LSU 7 overtime Darren McFadden game?
Oh, that was wrong. A little too early.
What year was that?
07.
07.
07, 08 were the McFadden years, so they finished in second place for the Heisman back-to-back years. Should have won it one year, but
I sat and watched just about every minute of that game, and for sure every overtime.
See, I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say like Arkansas Ole Miss, where like they went to that 10 overtime, or it was like the 11 overtime game.
Oh no! See, I tend to stay away from Ole Miss, Arkansas overtime games because thank you, Hunter Henry.
Ouch! You don't like the Hunter heave?
No, I like him now that he's in the pros, but I still have nightmares about 4th and 25.
Ouch. That one hurts. But we do got some big games going to this college weekend real fast. We got Bama and Texas's game day, which when I tell you this, you're kind of going to be shocked. Texas is a 20-point underdog going into this weekend.
I am, but I'm not.
I think if Texas didn't lose their 2 guys, it'd be a totally different game. But, man, I think Texas is going to cover the spread, though. I think people are sleeping on Quinn Ewers. Don't forget, this is the guy that everyone dubbed the next phenom. And then we got a top 20 matchup here, Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
Yep.
Tennessee's a 6.5-point favorite. I think Tennessee will win that one. Iowa is actually – listen to this. You'll find this one funny. What do you think the over-under on Iowa State is for total points?
45?
40.5. That's actually pretty spot. I thought they were going and Iowa's a favorite to win it by 3.5.
Really?
Arkansas plays South Carolina this weekend. You know who sucks this weekend? Spencer freaking Rattler.
Yes,
the hype is granted. I'm actually very nervous about this weekend just because I think he's going to ball out against Arkansas.
Probably.
I'm afraid. I'm scared that Arkansas' defense is banged up after that was a physical game against Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Catalon ended up breaking his hand in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So he's going to be playing with a club the rest of the season. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Rattler only had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. QBR, I think he had 208 passing yards. I'm looking it up real fast. 227, sorry. But here's the thing, though. They won 35-14 over Georgia State, but 2 of those touchdowns were blocked punts. They scooped and scored.
Yep.
Which Arkansas special teams has been abysmal, and that already has me worried a little. This team has blocked 2 punts already this season. And then you said you wanted one more couple weeks to see about Florida.
Yeah,
I got a good game for you this week, buddy.
Who they got?
Florida, Kentucky.
Ooh.
Florida, Kentucky. Florida is actually favored by 6.5.
That should be a good game.
And it's at the Swamp. You got Will Levis. Can he keep his first round thing going, his first round buzz going?
Yeah.
I hope so. Another game I think that's going to shock you. Let me see if I can find it real fast. It was, they're 5. I'm sorry, it was a 5. Florida's a 5-point favorite. It was BYU Baylor. We have a top matchup here. You got BYU 21, Baylor 9. You know who's favored in that one?
Where is it?
Then BYU. It's at Brigham Young.
I can see them favoring BYU.
BYU's a 3.5-point favorite. And before we end the show, I kind of want to run through I know you saw the coaches poll today.
Mm-hmm.
What stood out to you the most?
The fact that Utah is still ranked ahead of Florida.
No, Florida's 12, Utah's 13.
Oh, okay.
Utah, yeah, Utah fell from 7 to 13. Florida. Okay. Why does Florida jump the entire country?
I honestly think it was just because it was an unranked team beating a top 10 team. I think that's the only reason.
Y'all fell 1 spot, which I think y'all will be there until y'all start playing teams with folks.
We earned that job.
We forgot to talk about the real champions so far of the college football season. Vanderbilt. 2-0. Anchor down.
Anchor down, baby. Let's go.
Anchor
Doors.
freaking down. Vandy won again. It was a close one though. They only won by 11. It had me nervous.
But with that said,
hey, listen. Wait. Mike Wright, gunslinger. Not really. Completion rate was a little crappy, but dude, this guy is legit. He had 6 touchdowns. 4 in the air, 2 on the ground. Granted, it's Elon the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what, though. I'm a gamble man. I would take Vandy this weekend to cover the spread. They haven't released the spread yet for that game, but I'm telling you, I like Vandy. Folks, if you remember, Vandy's win total for the season was 2.5. Starkey, how many wins they got right now?
2.
Who's in first place in the SEC?
Vanderbilt.
Anchor down. I think we found tonight's caption for tonight, folks. But we also have the return of Sam Hartman. Apparently had a blood clot.
That's what I was going to get into.
Yeah, his undisclosed injury was a blood clot. So he's back in town. He's going to be play probably in front of a 15,000 crowd at Vanderbilt, maybe? Is that pushing it?
Yeah, I can see that.
It's pushing it a little. This week of football, folks, is going to be amazing. At NFL, you got college big games this weekend. Remember, Starkey, you said before that we were running through our run-through, Bama's probably got their first ever 11 a.m. game in forever. Yeah. That's not a crap team. Which I'm still shocked is not a night game, knowing just because it's Bama.
So I found the line for Vandy Wake Forest.
Ooh, what you got? Ooh, look at Starkey getting in the gambling. I love it.
Oh no, I'm doing this just for you.
Stop it.
Right now, what do you think the line is?
I'm going Wake Forest minus. Are we doing spread total? Or are we doing spread? Spread, I'm going Wake Forest minus 17.5.
Wake Forest minus 13.
Anchor down. Let's go. What? Here's the thing, though. Wake Forest don't play defense. Because if you remember that ACC championship game last year against Pittsburgh, it was a shootout.
The Football Power Index only gives Wake a 62% chance to beat Vandy.
And guess what? I love those odds. They've only played one game. Yeah, they've only played one game. Vandy's broken in. We're ready to go. Listen, we got this. Anchor freaking down.
Here's a little bit of trivia for you.
Ooh, yes.
Before the Hartman news, what do you think the spread was?
I kind of want to say lower.
Yeah.
I do want to go lower?
You want to go lower?
Was it Wake minus 6.5?
It was Wake minus 8.
So Sam Hartman only gives them a 5. Oh, dude, lock that freaking in. By the way, looking at their schedule last year, they played terrible defense the entire year. So we're locking it in, baby. I'm telling you, folks, we're gonna do the show on Monday, and Vandy's gonna be 3-0. If Vandy's 3-0, I'll get a Vandy tattoo on my thigh.
It could happen.
The V for Vandy, folks. I think that's going to do it for tonight's show. Starkey, do you have any closing remarks?
Good show tonight, my man.
Great show tonight, folks. We'll see you back better than ever next week.
Actually, 2 weeks.
Oh, you're out of town next week.
Yes.
Ouch! Did not know that till right now.
Yeah, my fault. I meant to tell you that earlier.
It's okay. Maybe you like a fool on the radio or the podcast. To my Aussie friends.
You can edit that out. It's fine.
That's too much work. Bye, everyone.
Bye, y'all.